So Davido's dad, Mr. Adeleke, made a press conference video addressing the controversies behind Davido's alleged first child named Anu. He claims that Kemi has been dragging Davido for not taking responsibility of his first child, and this has led him to do the press conference. I'm actually doing this video to actually summarize everything he said during the press conference and why I think Mr. Adeleke is a good man for coming out to clear up these controversies. But before we get into the videos, do well to like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you think it is necessary. So this is actually the first time we're seeing Davido's dad, Mr. Adeleke, addressing the public as regards personal issues, and he is basically doing this because he wants to save his son's face. He has boasted of being a grandfather of 14 children and how that he has been taking responsibility of his 14 grandchildren and how that he has enough room to accept all of them as long as they are actually his grandkids. In his words, he said he received a mail on 2014 about the birth certificate of a child which they claimed was Davido's child. The name of the child was Anolupo, and they declared that David was the father and Ayo Komide was the mother of the child. This drew his attention after he had received this mail from DHL, after which he also received a letter from the grandmother of this child stating that she was a widow of 2 children and she was going through a lot trying to raise her 2 kids, and that Davido had impregnated her child, pleading with him to take responsibility of the child. Davido's dad said before he could even reach out to Davido, he searched out for her number and tried to reach out to her. He asked for her address and he sent his driver to go there to confirm it. When he met with her, he decided that they were going to conduct a DNA test with the child. Him and the grandma of the child signed that they will be the first set of people to receive the results of the DNA test. He said that the DNA test was conducted in an Indian hospital which his family uses, and that the results from the DNA test came out with 0% probability of paternity between Davido and the alleged child. Later on, the grandma allegedly accused Davido and his family of interfering with the results of the paternity test. Now, this was basically carried out in 2014. In order to prove the authenticity of the results, he offered to organize 4 more tests. He allowed the family of this child to decide on the hospital to do this test, and he was going to sponsor it while he does the same test in other hospitals in order for him to confirm the results. At the end of these 4 tests, they all came out with 0% paternity. He went ahead to compare the DNA profile of Imade, his first child. He claimed that Imade had to do a paternity test while she was going to file for her US passport, and the results of her paternity test did not align with this child's paternity test, and both of these profiles were entirely different from each other. After all of these evidences, this lady reached out to him for financial help, claiming that she was requesting for this financial help not on a family basis but on the basis that Mr. Adeleke is known to be a good man who helps people, and he could as well extend his hands of philanthropy towards her and her family. Regardless of all of this, he went ahead and promised the family that he will be sending money monthly for the child's upkeep. He suggested that Anu's mom should be enrolled in a school so that she can be educated. She later attended Adeleke's university because he awarded her a scholarship where all of her fees as pertaining to education would be fully paid, while she was also given a monthly stipend of 50,000 naira. He showed evidence of Anu's mom being admitted into his university where she studied English. He showed evidences of the scholarship award at the university. Later on, he claims that what the grandma of Anolupo did to her child did not make sense because she had deprived her of knowing her real father. Afterwards, the lady dropped out of school in 2023. This was shortly after her mother had continued to insist that Davido was still the father of the child, regardless of all of the evidences showing zero paternity test. He claimed that he was basically doing this press conference because of Kemi, who has claimed to be Davido's mom's friend. And according to him, even though she claimed to be his late wife's friend, he said he does not recognize her as his wife's friend, and all of his wife's friends, he knows them clearly. He stated that all of the accusations Kemi has laid against his family are completely false information, and it is completely illegal to create an account in a child's name and claim false paternity. So basically, this was just the summary of the whole video that was posted on channel television. And I'm glad that his father, Davido's father, has finally come out with proof that Davido is not the biological father of Anu Olupo. The most fascinating thing about this is the fact that he said, regardless of whether Anu Olupo was his child or not, he has taken up lots of responsibility, including her school fees, that of her mom, and at this point, he's still encouraging her mom to go back to school and continue from where she stopped. And as a matter of fact, he's willing to give her a position in the school after graduation so she could work and earn money for herself and take care of her child. Now, I believe this was a very brave thing for a father to do, to protect his son, and having journals of everything to prove his statement. If only every father would be like this. So I think this brings us to the end of this video, and it is no longer news that Davido is not the father of Anolupo, as his dad, Mr. Adeleke, has come up with all the evidences and proof to show that his son is free of the allegations laid against him. Once more, do not forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends.